From the culture of the American South, where roots hold stories, comes a natural deodorant inspired by generations of wisdom. Introducing Rootwork, the all-natural foundational Black American-based deodorant infused with the magic of High John the Conqueror root. Our unique blend enriched with this legendary root offers 24-hour protection, rooted in the power of nature. Embrace this deodorant that celebrates culture, history, and your well-being. Unlock the magic of Rootwork today. Experience the pure essence of nature. Visit rootworkstyle.com and make the switch to a healthier cultural choice.
Heat to the streets, hop on. All right, waiting on Heat. So while waiting on Heat, let's get Jeff in here. Which Jeff is this? We got a few Jeffs that call up. Which Jeff is this?
This is not Jibber Jabber Jeff. This is the other Jeff. Can you hear me good, Tariq?
I can hear you. Okay, long I thought it was. We never know if it's Jibber Jabber Jeff or not. But what's up, Jeff?
Oh
How
yeah.
are you?
Hey, congrats on the documentary. I don't want to disrupt the space too much. I just have something really quick to share. Um, Please don't remove it from the Jumbotron, but you keep on saying this thing about immigration, where you say that like the reason why white people oppose immigration is because they know that black people are having plenty of kids and white people aren't having any. But if you look at the most recent statistics from like 2023, black people are below replacement. They have 1.8 birth rate. In fact, there's many states, notably New Jersey and New York, where the black birth rate is actually lower than the white birth rate. Um, so this is a
And what
problem for
what states
the
are
black.
these? What states are these?
In New York and New Jersey, the average black person has less
Oh,
kids than the average white person. And a lot of that is because of Orthodox Jews. But
how so? How's that? How do Jews got to do with that?
Well, because the average Orthodox Jewish person has like 7 kids in America, like the person that speaks Yiddish. Um, uh, but I also wanted to mention that the
And
decade between 2010 and 2020 was the slowest growth rate for the black population in American history. So it's an issue for the black community.
Mm, and probably because they padded the numbers with so many other groups, and our numbers have kind of remained stagnant. When you push it upon the greater numbers, it seems slower than what it is. But I think a lot of it has to do with all of the immigrant groups coming over here and our numbers being stagnant. They're constantly flooding this country with new groups of immigrants from all over the place. It's a nonstop barrage. We've just kind of been here stagnant. We've just been here. We just, here. Now, if you want to compare the numbers to all of these other groups, it might seem slower because they flood us with so many people. So there's all types of things. I don't know. Black people don't have problems having children because I mean, which one is it? We're a bunch of baby making welfare recipients, or we don't have kids. So the numbers ain't numbering up right. You know what I'm saying?
Well, honestly, 10 years ago, the idea that black people had a lot of kids was pretty much true. But even in the last 10 and 15 years, the black birth rate has basically collapsed. And people think it's because, like, a lot of black females are now getting college educated more than they used to be. Um, so it's definitely a problem for black communities. I think that people need to focus on and quit deflecting it to saying it's just like a white people problem of not having enough
Yeah, I
kids.
don't. Yeah, black people, we do not have a problem, procreating. We just don't have an issue with that. Um, and again, those numbers are kind of questionable. But anyway, but I digress. We'll look into it. But thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you.
Uh, all right. Yeah, we don't really have a problem with procreating. If the numbers are slower, that doesn't mean we have an issue. Um, and there are a lot of people who are being more meticulous about having children. A lot of black couples are actually planning it out now, where you don't have as many of the old hood rats like you used to, just popping them out. Well, who's this? Let me see who we got on here. All right. What's up, dear? Hold on one second. Let me see. Raise your hand if you want to get on. Raise your hand if you want to get on. All right. Let's get Just B in here. Let's get Just B. All right. Just B.
How you doing, Tariq?
I'm good, Just B. How are you, dear?
I'm good. I didn't want anything. I just wanted to say thank you for all you do, and I can't wait for this documentary to come out. I know it's going to be great.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, dear. Thank you. That's Just B. All right. Let's get some more folks in here. Um, Let me see. Jack wants to get on. Let's hop on, Jack. Let's get Jack in here.
Hey, what's going on, Tariq?
What's up, Jack? How are you?
Good, man, good. I just want to say I ain't gonna lie. My parents, they Jamaican, and they definitely told me
Yeah.
that we created hip hop or whatever. We were a part of that or whatever, or influenced the culture. So I just wanted to,
Mm,
you know what I'm saying, get the full scoop, get the real full scoop about what's going on.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You saw the trailer, right?
Yeah, I seen the trailer. That shit look hard.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. It's a good one. And we go in. We don't disrespect though. We don't disrespect. We just tell the truth, man. The truth is the truth.
Yeah, I mean,
And
Uh, no, I definitely feel you on that. My parents, they Jamaican, so they still they know we in the system of white supremacy. So it's like they look at all black people kind of like equal. You know what I'm saying? Like we all going against the
yeah,
system at the end of the day. And they like, yeah, black man are God. You know what I mean? We got to honor the black women and all that. Like they go hard.
no doubt. All right, but thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. Yeah, yeah. Y'all Jamaican parents better stop telling that lie. We're gonna straighten that up. And they've been pushing that lie in the media. Revolt just had some. Remember, they had some kind of thing. I forgot what it was, and they had some people on stage. They had Rotimi and that what is it, that Spice chick, and they were like, "Yeah, since hip hop came from Jamaica, how you feel about the man?" No, that's over. Yep, that talk is over. That is over. It's done. Finito. We're stopping that. It's truth to power time. And we should have been gatekeeping and spitting truth to power a long time ago. What's up, Conscious?
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Tariq? Tap in with
Hi,
Tariq Nasheed.
my man. Where you from, brother?
St. Louis, Missouri. You can't see my profile?
No, 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 because you got a mask on. I don't know what's going on over there, brother.
Oh, it's a
Let's try.
STL on that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a STL above that mask. Thank you for all that you do, sir. I just wanted to give you a quick shout out. I appreciate your work. I know there are a lot of youngsters that didn't learn to work the way me or you have, and you have a package out here so they can continue the fight. So I appreciate you, sir.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, brother. All right, let's get what's your name? Pig feet. Are you pig feet? Want to get on? Turn your microphone on, brother. All right, pig feet. Where you at, man? I hate when people raise their hand and then they don't want to get on. All right, Pig Feet, you had your hand up, so we're waiting on you to speak, Pig Feet. While waiting on Pig Feet, let's get Robbie. Robbie, hop on.
Hey, what's going on, Unc? What's going on, everybody in the chat room? Just wanted to tap in. Definitely appreciate everything that you're doing, Unc. With the documentary that you're putting out, it's definitely needed. You know what I mean? We need to snatch back our culture because we're in the driver's seat. We are the culture. To kind of get off
Yep.
topic a little bit, we're getting into the election season. I just kind of wanted to get your perspective on like what do you see happening like in the next 13 months or so, like with the political landscape, like what do you see happening? Because it's kind of all over the place and it's just kind of hard to predict, but like what do you see kind of taking place?
Well, it's going to be interesting, man. I see the Democrats are in trouble. It's going to be real interesting to see what they're going to do because they're desperate right now. That's the thing. The Democrats are desperate and their numbers are in the tank. We aren't supporting the Democrats like they want us to. This is why they didn't open the floodgates for all of these damn immigrants, and they're going to try to get them IDs so they can vote. And they had to put charges on Trump to stop his momentum. So it's interesting to see how they're going to play this because, see, they bring all of these immigrants over here and they always kind of overlook the fact, well, they probably factor it in, but they just say, hey, what the hell? A lot of these immigrants, they identify as white. So a lot of these immigrants, after a while, what happens is they let these immigrants over. They got a whole bunch of democratic policies for the immigrants, the DACA program. So they'll come over and they bring them over right before election time. So when they come over, they get them quickly, give them some IDs and say, hey, you want some more food? You better go vote Democrat. We got some Goya and some Menudo. Go vote Democrat. You remember who gave you the food, right? Well, yeah, see. And then you go run and vote Democrat. And then the next election cycle, while they've been living over here, they start identifying with white supremacy. Then they start voting Republican. You see, that's what happens. See, that's what happened with Obama. Let them immigrants come over. And then after 4 years, them damn immigrants were voting for Trump. They voted Trump in. Well, let's not forget, a lot of them immigrants voted Trump in. Yeah, especially down there in Florida. You know? So it's going to be very interesting for 2024. But that's why, I was thinking, and again, thinking, not planning, but just thinking because it's a lot of work, thinking about doing another DC rally and really, really doubling down on the reparations, doubling down on the crime bill. You dig? Thinking about it. But it's a lot of work. What's up, Whitley Yates? I see you down there, sis. That's my conservative homegirl. I see you. Willie, we do another rally, you got to speak. We want to hear conservative voices too. I like Whitley's school because she's a conservative, but she's not a coon. Because a lot of us have conservative views. A lot of black people have very conservative views. But the thing is, you got a lot of these performative conservatives. They're not really conservatives. A lot of them are just, kissing white ass for a batch of butter biscuits. You know, they're not really conservatives. You know, but 2024 is going to be very, very interesting. All right, let's get Exodus in here. Let's get Exodus, and then we're going to get Spiritual Armor in here. All right, Exodus and Spiritual Armor.
Hello, hello, Tariq. Can you hear me good?
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I can't. I just have one question. How long do you think it
Yeah.
would? How long do you think it would take us for to fully delineate from this African culture because some.
Dude, you look. It's happening now, man. It's happening now, and no disrespect to the African brothers and sisters, but look, we're just um, evolving and really appreciating our own culture. And we're seeing, look, I just saw a report of some black folks. There's a lot of black folks who try to do the repatriation thing over there, and these expats who go over there to Africa, they're bringing their asses back home in droves now. A lot of black people, FBAs who've been over there living in Africa, they're like, this is not the business. It ain't popping like that. And they are running back home. The answer is here, man. We're fine where we are. We just got to be on code with each other. We think that we're going to go somewhere where there's going to be a little less racism. White supremacy is the dominant force all over the place. No matter where you go, it's going to be there. Um, so we'll deal with it on our ancestral homeland. We got to look at it from that perspective. Spiritual, hop on.
Peace, peace. What's good, brother Tariq?
I'm good. How are you, buddy?
Doing all right, man. Had the pleasure of joining you when you had the uh, first FBA Expo down here in Atlanta,
Oh
in
yeah,
Georgia World Conference Center.
yes,
I was one of the cats that couldn't get a seat. You know, they try to jank you up at the last minute by trying to tell you that you had too many seats. So I was
yeah,
one of the people that Ola brought backstage to, holler at you and, dap it up real quick. So appreciate that, man.
no doubt.
Um, on the history tip, I really appreciate you taking up the mantle and really, and what I mean by mantle is the um revisionist. You know what I mean? Really letting cats know what the truth is and weeding out the lies and things. Um, because I don't think, I'm surprised at a lot of the hip hop cats who have not chosen. They claim that they rep in hip hop and that they love hip hop, but they hadn't taken up that mantle for the sake of hip hop. You
Right.
know, lastly, I wanted to say that, in terms of you doing the documentary for hip hop, I'm really happy because I don't know if you remember, VH1 did this history of black music documentary some years ago,
Yeah.
and it was like insanely extensive, like from the cornerstone of blues going all the way up to hip hop, and they had all of these black musicians and people who've contributed over the years to black music, all of this footage, but you can't find that nowhere now.
Oh
You know what I
wow.
mean? All they got is like the soundtrack to it. You can't find the documentary though. So,
Oh,
you come forward with this is like full circle for me because I'm like, I've been trying to find that because they had all of that footage of brothers and sisters back in the day just putting it down, foundational black Americans from blues to boogie woogie to, what I mean, all of the aspects and variations of our culture musically. So appreciate that, brother. Look
no doubt.
forward to the documentary and
Thank you so much, brother. But yeah, that's why with this film, we giving people, especially the people who contribute to the Kickstarter, people are going to get advanced copies of the Blu-ray. That's why it's good to have Blu-ray copies of these historic films because some of that stuff that's on TV, when it's time to change the agenda, all of a sudden the footage will get lost. You don't see that footage no more. They go bury that footage somewhere. That's why with this film, we're getting the DVDs, not the DVD, but the Blu-ray. Y'all need to have a physical copy of the Blu-ray. Y'all need to have that in your home archives. Keep that in the attic somewhere. I want everybody to have it so it won't get lost. I want everybody to have a piece of it. Have a piece of that in your home. That's very important to have that time capsule because yeah, they love losing stuff. Um, there was a black exploitation movie that I've talked about before that's been quote unquote lost that I saw when I was a kid. There's a comedian named Wildman Steve. Um, he was running around on the Chitlin circuit in the 60s and 70s. And most black exploitation films, they got them archived. People buy them up, and you got these DVD companies and production companies who would buy the rights to them. So almost all of the black exploitation movies, they're in somebody's vault. They got them. But there's one movie from the black exploitation era that nobody has. They said they lost all of them. I remember this movie as a kid. Wildman Steve did a movie, and it was called "Ain't That Just Like a Hunky," where he was going in on white people in the movie. It was kind of like a bunch of skits in the movie. It was kind of real weird the way the movie was made. But the movie, just the whole premise, was him clowning white people. He was just clowning the shit out of white people. And the movie was called Ain't That Just Like a Hunky? And no prints of that movie has been found. I saw this movie like around 1979. I mean, I was a little kid, and I'll never forget the movie because the title was funny. And white people made sure to bury that movie. They made sure to never let that movie see the light of day no more. That movie it's just lost. There's no copies of the movie nowhere. It's probably somewhere locked in some white person got it in a vault somewhere. But they'll lose movies if they don't like what the topic is. Certain things will start getting lost. So it's very important to have copies. Also, when I got a book deal, one of my book deals was at Penguin Books. Which one of my books came out with Penguin? Probably the Mac within one of my books. But I remember going to New York, and I was up at Penguin, and they had a book by Suge Knight. It's called American Dream, American Nightmare, something like that. It was a book by Suge Knight they were about to put out. And I actually saw a copy of the book while I was up there. And something happened, and they buried the book. The book never saw the light of day. The book never came out. But yeah, Suge Knight had a book coming out around 2002. This was 2002, 2003. And I don't know what happened, but something happened, and that book has never came out. So yeah, they'll lose certain things. Certain things that get created, and somebody make a call or something happens, and certain things will never see the light of day. Yeah, it's very interesting. So it's important if you want to get some stuff out. I like to do things on the grassroots level so that the grassroots can have it, and nobody can push a button and then make shit disappear. I want everybody to be able to get access to the movies. So it can't be denied, because once it's on the grassroots, it's on the grassroots, and the grassroots can't really be controlled as long as we're on code. So that's why they want to corporatize hip hop so much. When people say stuff like, "Well, the white people control hip hop," no, they don't. White people do not control hip hop. White people control the record industry. You do not control hip hop. There's nothing stopping me and three more black folks from going out in the park right now, setting up some speakers, playing some music, and us busting rhymes. There's nothing stopping us. Hip hop is always a foundational black American grassroots phenomenon. It has always been that. We better understand we control hip hop. Now, hip hop is grassroots. You dig? And that's why people having a hissy fit, because we're bringing the shit back to the grassroots. See what we're doing with this movie, Microphone Check? That's hip hop, just the way we're getting it done. We're getting it done in spite of the corporate structure. We're not going through them. We're not going through their channels. We're not trying to get permission from them, because hip hop didn't need permission from somebody or anybody. We're not going to All Lives Matter it. Hip hop started as a foundational black American grassroots culture, and we're going to gatekeep it like that. See, Fat Joe and those dudes, that's the corporate structure. They pretend like it's grassroots. You got white corporate executives elevating the Fat Joes and all of these people, propping them up as if they're hip hop experts. You understand? As if they're spokespersons for hip hop, and they're not. They're remixing history, which is the most unhip hop thing you can do. You're lying about the history. You're not telling the truth about the history, which is unhip hop. They couldn't go around in the 70s doing the shit that they're doing now. That's why when you talk to some of those old heads who are actually Puerto Rican, who were around the brothers in the 70s, they'll give it up and tell the truth. Notice they don't lie. Whip and they're like, yeah, we got the black people did it. The black people were doing it, and we got it from them. They have no problem, because they knew they would have to tell the truth back then. The stuff that's going on now is disrespectful. It's very disrespectful. It ain't got nothing to do with hip hop. And they're upset because we're taking it back to where it all began. Foundational black American culture and gatekeeping. That's what it is. You dig? Let's get who was this person? Vintage, you got a real weird account, dude. What's up, Vintage? Vintage, hop on.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's up, Vintage?
So I'll just be straight with you guys, and I'll tell you that I shouldn't be in this space. I'm like a white supremacist almost. But I did have a couple
Okay,
of questions for Tariq.
we're, we're used to it, but go ahead.
Okay, yeah, no, I'll try to be as respectful as possible. But I was listening to Tariq, and he just went on a rant about hip hop, and I had a different question. But in light of what he was just saying, let me ask him: do you know the difference between whites and Jews?
No, what's the difference?
So when you say that there's whites and all these white executives and that they're controlling the hip hop industry on behalf of the blacks, you do know that most of the white people that you're talking about are actually Jewish, right?
Okay, what does that mean? What does Jewish mean?
So Jewish, they're like Middle Eastern Arabic types. They're not exactly white people, but the point is that they've been the
How they
Jews.
Arab, how they Arabic, and some of the Arabs have issues with Jews.
Right, right, and that's neither here nor there. My question is really,
No. That is here or there because if you say something, it has to make sense. What you said just didn't really make
well,
sense.
Jews are primarily Middle Eastern. They have like European mixing. They mixed with Europeans over the centuries, but the Y chromosome that they carry is mostly Middle Eastern. So that's why I said that.
Now, what's Middle Eastern? Because Middle East is a term that was created in the 1880s. So, where in the Middle East are
So
Jews
when I say,
from?
I
They're
just mean like more, they're Arabic. They're more Arabic than they are white.
okay. So why are the Arabs beefing with them so much? Then why are the
Well, they're like
Muslims
they're
beefing with them?
cousins, and I'm not really trying to get into all that. They're cousins. They're at war. They've been at war for a long time. But my
But
question
aren't they
is,
cousins? But aren't they cousins with the white Anglos as well? If that's the case,
yes, but yeah, if you want to take it that far, you could say yeah, but we're not all the same, is what I'm saying. So the whites are cousins to the Jews, and the Jews are
how,
cousins to the Arabs.
okay. So what's a pure white person? What makes you pure white genetically?
You'd have to get into like DNA and haplogroups and stuff like that.
Okay, what haplogroup makes you white
Like
genetically?
R1b,
Pure.
R1a, haplogroup
But you have,
X. We're getting off the point.
but you have
I had
Greek.
a simple question about the hip hop industry. We're kind of getting off the point though.
No. Because now, if you say something, it has to make sense, sir. It has to make sense. If you say something, you can't say something, and you know it don't make sense, and then you run away. Then we gotta
I'm
deal
just
with what
trying to
you're
get
saying.
back
The
on the
R1.
point.
But the R1 haplogroup, you have Italians and Greeks with that R1 haplogroup, and
Correct.
they were not considered white for a long time.
Well,
So that
I
kind of
prefer the term Aryan. If you want to use white, you can use white.
okay. So Aryan is white. Okay, so that again contradicts you because Iranians are the Aryans, the
Yes,
original
but if you
Aryans.
go to ancient Persia,
Right. To the Middle East.
ancient Persia was white, not Arab.
Oh,
Yeah, Arabs didn't invade
okay. Because
Persia until the 7th century. You didn't know that?
okay, but it's all over the place. So if you're saying you're
Right,
Aryan,
but
that
who
would
was
be
there
the
before?
Iranian.
Who was there before the Arabs got there?
Uh, black, there was black people there.
So you think the Persian Empire was black?
A lot of those people were black over there. Yes, the place called the so-called Middle East. Those were black
So on
lands.
Darius II's inscription on his tomb, when it says he comes from an Aryan lineage, you think that those are black people?
Most likely, yes, they were.
So the Vikings and all that too.
Oh no, not the Vikings. Some of those are
Okay,
from
okay. Can we just? I don't want to
more.
try. I'm not trying to like blow up your space or nothing. I just want.
But if you say something, it has to make sense
Okay, okay. All
historically
right.
and genetically.
Let's forget all that for a
But go
second.
ahead. But now, what's your point? Go ahead.
I just
Okay,
wanted
what's your point?
I just wanted to ask you how aware, if at all, the black community is that their industry, hip hop, sports, and all the other ones. There, if you look at the sports, for example, the commissioner of the NBA is a man named Adam Silver, and he's a Jew. Okay, these are all Jews who
What's the
control. Yeah, these are all Jews who signed. They're the ones that make the contracts that you guys are complaining about that the artists sign, right? They're Jewish contracts. I just wanted to make that clear. You know, when you say white people and Jews. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but Hitler and the Jews didn't really get along.
okay?
So I just wanted to separate. But I do have one more question, if you're willing.
Okay, but you said that the ball player coaches or the owners,
Yes.
they are
Jewish.
Jews,
Correct.
and they're the problem.
Yes.
They're the problem.
Well, they've been controlling black culture since the 60s.
But Jerry Jones isn't Jewish. He's
Well, they
controlling.
might let one or two black people coach a team here and there, but look at the owners. You got to look at who owns all the teams and who.
White.
Right.
But Jerry Jones is white. Jerry Jones is white. So Jerry Jones and many people look at him as a suspected white supremacist. So if you're saying that,
is he a coach?
He's the owner. Jerry Jones is the
He's
owner
an
of
owner?
the Dallas.
They're not all Jews. I'm saying they're majority Jews.
But okay, so what's the difference between a Jewish ball club owner, and an Anglo ball club owner?
Well,
who exploits black players?
Jewish ball club owner is. See, what you have to understand is that the Jews actually hate white people. So what they'll do
I
is,
understand.
Yeah.
Just because two so-called thieves might bicker with each other, they all come together on breaking into my house. So, as a victim of white supremacy, what does two suspected white supremacist groups mean for me when they bicker with each other?
So because one can free you and the other will keep you enslaved. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you is, yeah.
Oh, but both of them are slave owners.
Well,
so how does that work?
but you know that most of the slave owners in the South in America were Jews, right? They weren't white people.
Well, not true.
They owned all the ships, all the slave ships that brought you guys here in the first place. They were all owned by Jews. They weren't owned by white people. They've been the merchant class for hundreds and thousands of years. This has never changed. We're getting a little off topic. Can I ask you one more thing? One more thing.
If you say something that's not true, don't say.
Well, but you can just say it's not true, and then I'll disagree, and then we can move on, and everybody can decide. But I have one more question. So I heard you say.
Wait, hold on. Let's slow you down. No, because if you see, this is what the white supremacists do. They'll say something emphatically false and then try to run and change the subject. No. You had a lot of Anglo and English, non-Jewish white supremacist slave owners. Yes, you did. Y'all not going to point the finger at them. You the English and the Anglos, they were slave owners too. All right, let's go. Here we go. All right, now go ahead. What was your question? Turn your microphone on, Vintage. But if you say something, don't lie and then run. But go ahead, brother. Vintage, go ahead, man. Turn your microphone on.
Can you hear me? Okay, so yeah, I did say that the majority of the slave ship owners were Jewish, and that is a fact. You can go look that up. But what I'm trying to say,
plantation owners were for the most part Anglo-English.
No, there's data that refutes that too. You can go into the Jewish Encyclopedia and they admit it themselves. It's an open secret. You can go look it up. So here's my question.
Who were the Jewish presidents in early America?
There's never been a Jewish president, but there's not. Joe Biden's entire cabinet. Wait. Joe Biden's entire cabinet is full of Jews. Do you really think Joe Biden is running the country right now? Is that what you think?
Yeah, he's the president. So
but Mayorkas is Jewish, and Janet Yellen is Jewish, and Ron.
But you can't point to a Jewish president, and many of those presidents during antebellum slavery were slave owners, sir. Some of the top slave owners were in high office. So you're not just going to point the finger at Jewish people.
Okay, I'll give you that. I just want to ask my second question, and then I'll turn my mic off, and you guys can talk, and that's fine. So I heard you saying earlier that the Africans who moved to Africa, they're coming back in droves, right? Because they don't want to live in Africa. They don't want to repatriate. They would rather live, no offense, but with the white people. So my question is, wait. So wait. So my question is, if you're gonna live with white people and you live in a white majority.
No. We don't want to live with white people. Black people, foundational Black Americans, we try to get you out of our business as much as possible. Let's not go there. We don't like living around white supremacists like that. We actually feel better when we are among ourselves, when we create our own entities. We're not trying to live around you. We're not trying to even correspond with you like that. We grit our teeth when we have to go to work and deal with white supremacists on a daily basis. Let's get that straight. That's why we have slang language where we can communicate with each other without you being in our damn business. All right, let's get that straight. Don't, no, it ain't to live around you because we don't
All
live
right, all
around.
right, all right.
All
Okay, so
right,
my question is, why would you rather live here in a
because
majority white country and try to
this is our
change the way the country operates rather than trying to set up your own thing?
because Africa is completely colonized by the white supremacists already because they control it militarily and economically. So going over
Well, you
there,
just kicked out France, so you're doing not it's not doing too bad.
well, they're doing what they can do over there. And also, we're so far removed from over there. We haven't lived there in centuries, and the nation states that were there when some of us were there are not even there no more. This is
Can you
our
just
home.
admit can you just admit that it's better over here?
Well, it's better because foundational Black Americans made it better, and this is our
But
homeland.
wait, so if Black Americans are the reason that America is better, why isn't any country in Africa better?
Because that has nothing to
Like
do with me.
like
That,
non-colonized. It doesn't have to be any country, any country.
but we're from different ethnic groups. You would have to ask an African person who lives there. I have nothing to do with that. And they've been colonized and remixed by so many different people.
But do you
But
like that the airplanes land on time and that they don't fall out of the sky? Do you like that?
well, sir, do you like the fact that you're not still in Europe right now, picking headlights out of your pubic hairs?
I'll be
Because if it
honest with
weren't
you.
for,
If I had the chance and I could send all of the Africans back to Africa and all of the Europeans back to Europe, I would do that.
but we didn't come from Africa, and we came from there. You came from Africa around the same time we did. Everybody's from Africa from that perspective.
I don't believe in. I don't want to get into that, but
Yeah, yes, yes. Now you sound like I can kind of hear a little Irish thing in your voice. When did your
little bit.
family?
You're not wrong. Hey, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good for you.
I can hear it. When did your family get here from Ireland? Around 1890 or the 20th century?
About late 1800s. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And again, man, look, you guys were so down bad over there. Ireland didn't get their shit together to the 90s. You guys
We
were
had
it. What?
slaves too. They just don't call us slaves.
Well, the thing is, you were indentured servants. They
They
brought
call
you
yeah.
over.
Well, that's what they called it, but it was involuntary.
Well, no, you were. Oh, you could have just stayed in prison over there. Or they could have
Well, it
sent you
was
over.
no, it was they forced us out of the prison. I don't really want to argue about it, but they forced it was a form of slavery that is not recognized, and everybody's
No,
been enslaved.
no. Let's stop that bullshit because you got paid. Your people, the Irish, got paid. They got something called freedom dues. They worked for seven
Not
or
they
10.
didn't all get paid.
Yes,
They
they
didn't all
did.
get paid.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
That's
They
what your fourth grade history book says,
got,
but that's not the truth.
that is true. They got freedom dues. They got land, and they got
Nah, the
weapons.
only people who ever have to be enslaved and never gotten paid is the black people because it supports a communist Jewish agenda. That's the only
Okay.
reason that we have to learn
Well,
what we learn in school.
well, is that not true? I mean, where did we
Well,
get
no,
paid?
it supports a certain agenda, which is that
But
the only victim class, the only victim race can be the blacks. And the
well,
Jews, and that's it. The only two victim races.
no. Because what other group was forced to be born into slavery on American soil? What other group? Turn your microphone on. What other group was forced to be born into slavery? You were a slave at birth. Your birthright was slavery. Name another
I mean,
group on
it depends on what time in history you're talking about.
in American history, sir. I'm talking about this country here that we live in. I ain't talking about ancient Samaria, wherever. That
Okay, let's say you were born a slave and your ancestors were slaves. So what does
oh,
that
who
mean for
else?
you?
No.
What
Who
is
else?
that supposed to?
Who,
How am I? What type of way am I supposed to feel?
no. You said ain't nobody. Everybody's no. Everybody wasn't going through that. There were some unique things that were done to foundational Black Americans that was not done to nobody else.
All
All
right,
right.
listen, Tariq, I appreciate the time that you've given me on the space. I'm gonna dip out
Well,
and let some other people get some questions in.
I know you gotta go. I got it. I know.
No, I
Okay.
mean, I just don't want to. I mean, if anybody, if the people don't care, I'll stay. But I just feel like I've overstayed my welcome.
Well, you just kind of mayo-splaining and babbling, but we expect that. We expect it. So now, before you go, how do you feel about them low birth rates in these white supremacist enclaves? Because that's a problem for a lot of you
I
guys.
don't like it, obviously.
Right, and those
But
numbers
why
are
is that? Why is that? Why is that? Explain to me why that is.
oh,
In your point of view.
there's a number of reasons.
Give me the top two.
Well, I'll give you the top one. I think the problem is because, and I'm speaking specifically about the white supremacists, the ones who segregate themselves off into these little enclaves of other
No,
white
no,
supremacists.
no, no. It's all white countries.
No,
It's all
no,
white countries.
well, I'm talking about the ones who practice white supremacy.
There
The
isn't a
one,
white country on the earth right now that is above a 2.1 replacement rate. Not one.
right. Okay. Well, here's the thing. A lot of these countries practice white supremacy, even the United States, and the white supremacists segregate themselves in these little enclaves. And when you segregate yourselves in these little enclaves in order to protect your genetics, what happens is it gets into an incestuous bloodline, and that creates a lot of congenital diseases and a lot of neurological dysfunctions within the body, and that further slows everything down. So, by
Sure, but
virtue of being,
not all of us out here
that's
are
that's
marrying
how
our first cousins.
that makes sense.
It does, but it assumes that we're all out here marrying our cousins, and that's not exactly how it
But
goes.
let's keep it a buck. I've been to Middle America. You motherfuckers be looking like the hills have eyes. Y'all know what it
Okay,
is
that
out.
okay. So let me ask you a question. Do you think it's wrong for me to want to protect my genetics?
There's nothing wrong with that, but you could do that without practicing systematic white supremacy.
So if I
That's
tell my daughter that she's not allowed to marry a black person because I want to protect my genetics, do you consider that white supremacy?
yes, because what happens is you want to protect your daughter by oppressing us, and that's the problem.
Well, wait, wait,
And,
wait, wait. Denying you access to my daughter sexually is oppressive to you?
um, number one, we don't want little Becky. The thing is, what you do set up systems that oppress people so that your frail little genetic bloodline can be
Is there
preserved.
anything in the law that you can do that I can do that you can't do?
But common law,
Wait,
there's a lot of
because of your skin color specifically, is there anything in the law that I can do that you cannot do?
yes, you can
Well,
kill
go ahead, tell
people.
me. What is it?
You can kill people with impunity as a suspected white. Well, you're a full white supremacist, but
You
you
know how a jury works, right?
are, yeah, and I know how common law codification works. You can kill people with impunity, and I can't. That's why name the black version of Kyle Rittenhouse. Name the black version of Air-
Yeah, every weekend in Atlanta, there's a Kyle Rittenhouse. What are you talking about?
and every weekend do they go to jail? They go to jail every weekend,
Do
right?
they? Do they really? They go to
Um,
jail?
who
Really?
who name them? Name the
These
black
these
Kyle Rittenhouse.
these black youth that I read about, well, misguided black
Who name
teenagers, 17 years old, and then they get what? They get probation in 3 years, and then what? They're back on the street, and you think that's what? That's good?
for killing somebody? Stop it. No, no, they
You
don't.
are
Stop it.
you serious? Do you not watch the news?
Who's name them? Who name a black kid who got 3 years probation for killing somebody? Name them.
Well, there's that one guy who stabbed the white guy. I think it's Philadelphia, right? That just happened. Let's see what happens to that guy. Let's see how far he makes it through the justice system. Let's see how many years he spends for stabbing the guy in the
So
neck. And
nobody.
then
So nobody. You're projecting some nonsensical
you don't
fantasy.
you okay, so you think he's going to go to jail for the rest of his life? That guy.
Is he in jail now?
Well, he's going through the
Thank,
system.
thank you so much.
He's
Um,
charged, but what do you think's going to happen? They're going to give him a plea deal. He's going to He's going to
no,
talk.
no,
They're going
no.
to go involuntary manslaughter. It happens all the major cities. They do this in all the major cities.
That's some white not say so talk. So you can't name the black Kyle Rittenhouse where somebody has a court system bending over backwards to free them after they committed a murder. We don't
Bro, it
have that.
literally happens every day. Every day there's a black person who
Name a,
committed an egregious felony, a crime, and they get a reduced sentence because of their socioeconomic status. Don't feed me that
name
bullshit.
them. Name them. Boy, the
It's not like I know
crick-
their name. Jaquan Jackson, like I don't know their names. There's so many of them.
just made up a name, dude. You just made up a damn name.
Well, I'm
Jaquan
sure there's
Jackson.
like 10 of them
The
somewhere.
name up. Okay, there you go. It's time to go to bed now. You literally sat your ass up here and made up a name. Now you know how that's some white not say so. That's white
Okay,
supremacy
but
right.
you want me to get
But
specific
you
on an anecdote, and because you think that makes it like you win the
you
argument if I
literally,
can't give you a name on an anecdote.
because you just
Do
made
you
up a
even
name.
know what an anecdote is?
No, I know what a lie is. And this is what white supremacy is. It's all about I'm white and I say so. You sat here and just made up a name out of thin air. Now, what bad faith type of argument is that? Now, anyway, let you get out of here. All right, now I didn't even get him out. He left. He left. Good Lord. He just made up some damn name, which proves my point. You got to make up something. Oh, Jaquan Jackson. Just made up some damn body. What's up, Black Voltron?
I'm up here cracking up, Tariq. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm chilling here with Jaquan Jackson. That's who I'm chilling with. Please, fuck out
Brother,
of
you
here.
putting on a master class right now on how to handle these white supremacists, bro, man.
Man,
I love it. I
man,
love it. That poor little white
man.
supremacist, man. Come on. All that bullshit he talked about the Jews. He couldn't even name one black person that had the same legal standing as Kyle Rittenhouse. We all know that Dusty Polio, broke ass, spoiled white supremacist, is on his way to Quick Trip or Racetrack right now to take care of his to go to work for $2.25 an hour to take care of his fentanyl laced mama and that double or triple wide down there in West Virginia. Fuck that little motherfucking shit. Waste the
Man,
white skin, as we proved again. But anyway,
man,
I wanted to go back to the documentary, man. Man, you lit a fuse last night and set off a
man.
bomb, brother.
Yes,
You got these
sir.
Puerto Ricans pissed off. I mean, pissed
Oh,
off.
man.
And
Them fits, man. Yeah.
woo, brother. And I don't know who that Puerto Rican guy was who was in that who was on Twitter, but he was
Yeah.
out here talking about Charlie Chase. And it's like, you got a ton of videos on YouTube of Charlie Chase saying, when back in the 70s, when he was with Grandmaster Cass and them, with the Kokesh brothers, he was out here, getting called by the Puerto Ricans. What you playing that Moreno Jungle music? I mean, there was a lot of
Right.
racist to black people to Puerto Ricans who was doing hip hop, and there was so few and far between. They was getting ostracized by their own community. So what the fuck are they talking about? We created hip hop. You
Right.
couldn't even accept your own people doing hip hop in the 70s. It's all a pack of
Real
lies,
talk,
man. I look forward to
man.
supporting and contributing to the microphone check. And brother, keep doing what you're doing, please. Much appreciated.
Appreciate it. All right. Oh, man. Anyway, how many people we got in? Boy, we in here heavy. Now, I hope everybody has gone to microphone check and contributed and been a part of it and made themselves a part of it. Go to microphonecheck.com. We need everybody to come on through, get involved with this historic piece. This is a very important film. We need the family to go to microphonecheck.com, go to the Kickstarter link, and just get involved with the film, man. We need the family's energy to really make this thing pop off, man. This is going to be a monster film, man. It's going to be a great historic piece. And I'm going to land my plane because I know you guys are probably going to do stuff with your families tomorrow. But anyway, man, go to rootworkstyle.com to get your Rootwork deodorant and go to microphonecheck.com. And you guys have a great evening. And